here. Very good. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to SellerAmp Seller Hour. Good to have you guys here.
Happy Tuesday, y'all.
For joining us with us live every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every Monday at 5 Eastern, Tuesday at 4 Eastern, Thursday at 4 Eastern. Then we're randomly live some more times throughout the week as well. Yeah, come by, drop any questions you got. And if you guys are already here, let us know what we can help you out with. It's a beautiful day to make some profit on Amazon. Lots of good stuff to buy. Yeah. Let's see. What up, Janelle? Yeah, let us know who we got in chat. And then if you guys are trying to get those first products sourced, just fire up that SellerAmp free trial. Go hit a local retail store, dive into like an online clearance of a brand like Nautica, J. Crew, anything like that. Any very reseller friendly brands, and you'll find some good success. We've also got plenty of sourcing content on our YouTube channels as well, and on the SellerAmp channel. So no excuse to not be making money this year on Amazon.
Yeah, the hardest item to source is the first one, right? That was the same way today, same way back when we were getting started, right? But we're here to help and assist you guys and everything. So whatever questions you guys got, let us know. We got tons of live proc research on our channel. You can slow it down. You can speed it up. You can watch it at the normal speed, whatever you need to digest that and everything. A couple good resources to start with if maybe you're a little bit less familiar with our content. We both have free courses on our channel, and definitely watch the SellerAmp full tutorials, the Keepa full tutorials, and the BoxSum full tutorials, which will familiarize you with the basic software you're going to need to run the business. And then as you guys go, we're here to help along the way. Totally. Right. So whatever questions y'all got, you make sure you let us know here, whether it be in the comments of our videos here in the chat and everything here. So cool. VTech Chair, shout out. Thanks for the streams. Yes, sir. VTech.
Let's see. How can you use Walmart order confirmations? Ungate? Yeah, so order confirmations are invoices basically. Yep. And then recently you might have to add like tracking information as well. So there's been some new wording where it might say like no order confirmations. They just want you to have actually shipped those products. They've been the same thing for like pro forma wholesale invoices. So they might just want to see the entire picture that item actually shipped, but you'll have that if you bought it on Walmart.
Yeah, and when you're submitting PDFs to get ungated, guys, it's completely normal to get declined a couple times, and you can always beef up the file too, and you can add in a picture of the product or the shipping email like Warner mentioned, or the delivery email, or the credit card statement, or all of the above, right? Make it as easy as possible for them to be like, okay, this person clearly bought this item, this is a legit order, they shipped it, they delivered it, the email, the item matches, the tracking shows, then the tracking shows delivered. You have the credit card statement there to make it easy for them to say yes. What's up, Tim Scott? What's up, Abdel Wahab? Clergy, good to have you here too as well here. Selling in Europe. Yeah, we have a full section of our Discord for sellers in Europe, sellers in the UK and everything. On that. Are you guys tapping the Walmart? Yes, we got some fun stuff coming for that for sure. And Warner's got an excellent tutorial video too. As well. Thanks for the gold, guys. Yeah, and the cool thing is getting going with this stuff, right? A lot of people charge a lot of money for the information we give you guys for free, right? We got free courses, and then BoxSum, there's a 2-week free trial, which is going to help you list your items and ship your items and know your numbers. And then SellerAmp for product research, there's a 2-week free trial for as well. So that's a good place to get started right when you get your Amazon account open too, as well. Hey guys, listed my first product while through Amazon FBA, and I have my automated price matching on, but another seller's on listing dropping his price a penny every hour, controlling the buy box. Turn that off, that automated price matching. Turn it off. You do not need that, right? The buy box is very geographically based. You're probably in another part of the country than that seller, and even if you are in the same part of the country with that seller, the buy box is going to rotate regardless, so you do not need to worry at all about undercutting by a penny.
Yeah, 1 penny isn't going to change the buy box. So like what you can do for any of you guys that use repricers and you're running into sellers that are not very smart with their repricers, obviously like that, where they're lowering by 1 penny, you can just have a custom rule that raises by a penny, right? So you're always 2 pennies more expensive, and they're just not going to undercut you basically.
Yep. I've sold 18 procs in 2 months. It's my goal to make $600 to $1,000 a week in profit. Would you suggest I diversify into 3+ products or just stick to what works and load up? So definitely keep going with, the items that are working, right? But you'll notice when you watch our product research content, guys, that a lot of the sellers you're storefront stalking that are making lots of money, aka that have lots of reviews, tend to have 30, 40, 50, or 100 plus different ASINs, which is excellent because that diversifies your risk like crazy. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, right? And if you watch our, our sourcing content, our free courses, you're going to see us find, like in mine, there's like 3 hours of sourcing content. And I find like 20 leads total if you combine that with the winning product examples. So like once you get good at product research, which takes time, right? You have like a money printer at your command essentially, right? And then deals rotate, deals get better, product rise in price, so on and so forth.
Oh yeah. What up, Matt? What up, Ellen Darren? Good to see you guys.
Yep. Oh yeah. Does Amazon allow you to reopen an account that was closed in good standing? Yes. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Is that you probably just like didn't sell something for a while or something like that? Yeah. Fire away on that.
What's up, VTech? VTech with one of the more detailed first career question asks, I think, of all time. I don't think we've seen you in here before, VTech. But you got a good vibe, and this is one of the more detailed first I think we've ever seen from someone, which is cool. Should I charge for standard shipping or leave it free? Leave it free, right? And you might be thinking, if you're watching this, why would you do free shipping, right, when you could charge, right? Because when you sell something FBM, you don't pay the FBA fees, but you do pay individual shipping, which is based on size and weight. And when you FBA something, you don't pay individual shipping, but you do pay FBA fees, which are based on size and weight. Right. So it ends up being just about the same thing. And the profit ends up being about the same thing. And you do need to know how to use the FBM calculator on SellerAmp, which if you take 15 minutes, you watch my full SellerAmp tutorial, you'll see pretty quickly how to go ahead and navigate that. Yeah.
Yep. You live in Canada, you want to start your own seller account? Mostly. Are you talking about California? I assume California.
Yeah, California.
If you're talking about sales tax. So yeah, you can get a prep center a little sooner than at Arnold. Just look for a prep center in like Oregon, New Hampshire, Delaware, any state with no sales tax. And yeah, go for it. Because you don't want to pay like 10%. The state I started in also had 10% sales tax, and I didn't get one for a while just because you kind of have that. The flexibility of our inventory is valuable as well, but it makes sense for you to save some money right away.
Yeah, the cool thing is California is actually sales tax free in grocery and many vitamins. So you actually have sales tax advantage in some types of stuff, Arnold, right? And if sales tax was that big a deal, the industry just wouldn't exist. People just wouldn't be able to do it from those states. So I think you're kind of overestimating the impact of sales tax a little bit more than you need to on that. So can you hear that, Warner, in the background?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So you wondering if people can, you don't want to buy reviews. Reviews also don't matter.
Well, exactly. Yeah. He's saying if people really buy Procs without reviews. Yeah. Think about it though, Abdel Wahab. When you buy a product on Amazon, you never look at the review of the seller. You look at the review of the product. And luckily, as arbitrage sellers, we're selling stuff that already has reviews and has proven sales history for years, right? But reviews on your storefront don't matter at all. Yeah. And it just comes with time. But if say if people didn't, then new sellers wouldn't exist and no one would have ever been able to start,
The first Amazon seller would have all the sales or something like that.
Ooh, interesting. All right. So Lex is in the weeds here. That's someone with a shitload of money that is very, very good at product research. That's a big store. I've storefront stock for years. Lots of wealth in there.
It's funny.
Yeah.
How do you guys get around some of the brands that require 100 plus product invoices? You can still use 10 on those coffee. Yeah. I've done that many times with success so far. Yeah.
That's a fact. Hey, Sadiq speaking facts right there. I've been sending invoices named brand, name, invoice _ date, the confirmation, and keep getting declined. Yup, Kiara, that's completely normal, and it's going to tend to happen 5 to 10 times per brand. Now, there is probability in that you might get approved the first time, you might get approved the 20th time for some brands. It unfortunately and fortunately is an automated system you just got to be persistent with, and it would be unreasonable that it would not work eventually. Considering you're doing the same thing everyone else does, and we know for a fact that denials are completely normal. Yeah, I do plan on making. Sounds good.
Got 10 units on their website. Unfortunately, just submit again, Mark. Yeah. It's normal to get declined for ungating. Usually like 4 to 6 times on average is what it takes for my store.
Yep. Thank you. Keep trying. Of course. Yeah. And see Kiara, for example. if any of you guys watching, like give us a 1 in the chat, and I'll post some auto ungate brands. You guys can go ahead and literally start selling today from the get-go. Hi, I'm a new seller on Amazon. I've been selling for 1 month, and all my money goes to Amazon Level Reserve. When will Amazon start to pay me? Very soon, in the next 2 to 4 weeks. But you are 100% right that you do the or that the money goes to the account level reserve at the start, because Amazon wants to make sure you're legit. Amazon wants to make sure you're not scamming people. You know.
Yeah, that's normal for the first month. Then you get paid every 2 weeks. So you'll get paid every 2 weeks for the sales that happened 2 to 4 weeks ago, basically, and then it'll just kind of keep rolling on a basis like that. And then eventually you get paid every day for the sales that happened 2 weeks ago. That happened for me like a year or so into the business. It's kind of random though, as far as like when they change your payment structures and stuff.
Yep. Okay, guys, if you're looking for auto ungates, all you have to do is look up any listing in these brands and then plug it in your add products section, and then just hit request approval and apply to sell, and it's going to let you list it immediately. So go plug in a Stafford item, go plug in a 32 degrees item, right? Go plug in a J. Crew Mercantile item. What else? Cuddle Duds, right? Those are some pretty popular auto ungates that almost all of you guys should be able to get approved for right away. Thanks, guys. I'll keep waiting. Let's get it. I'm about to download the SellerAmp app. Can't wait to scan it. Yeah, VTech, get out there, man. Get out there and start scanning. That's what's up.
Yeah, let us know what you find. Hit that hit the TJ Maxx, Ross, whatever. If you got an outlet note nearby, that's good as well. Let's see. Product staying account doesn't qualify. Fresh account. If you plug in the brand name and it says apply to sell, you can sell it. Which luckily there's thousands of brands that are like that. You probably just plugged in a few brands that are not open to new sellers right now.
For the tax exempt program, do you file quarterly on the Department of Revenue website, or do you need to go to a tax location? Check your specific site's SOP for it. For example, Florida, I believe you just do it once at the end of the year, but please do your own research on that. Each state, unfortunately, is different and everything. But that's a very, very good point from Darren there, is that a really, really good thing you can do for any level of Amazon seller is get your tax exempt permit locked and loaded. That's going to let you avoid sales tax at many retail arbitrage locations or many retail arbitrage stores and some OA websites like Walmart, for example. If you just Google how to get tax exempt on Walmart, right, you'll see there's a portal on the website of Walmart you can sign up for, and then you avoid sales tax forever. Now, statistically, items are 7 to 10% more profitable for you than they are for most sellers that don't know about that, right? Yeah, so basically, that's a good tip for you guys.
What amount of account level reserved? We'll get you 50%. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Reserve is just the sales that happened a couple weeks ago, basically, and then that naturally just keeps rolling out as time progresses. So the sales that happened this week, you'll get paid in like 3-ish weeks on average, I'd say.
Yep. Would you recommend starting FBM and grocery? It's not really on a category basis. It's all just on a listing basis. So like if it's a listing that other people are FBMing, let's get it, you know?
Yep. What do you need to do to start seeing more sales? Buying more products. Yeah. The only thing that's going to make you more sales is buying more products. So right now, I know you're fairly new to the game too. So just spend as much time as humanly possible product sourcing. That is the only thing that matters right now. And I mean, every product you find gets easier, right? So it's going to feel hard right now. It's going to, it takes time to make money as all good things do. But yeah, it's just time in the game. Buy as many products as you can. Yeah, Willie, toss the ASIN. We can take a look at an ASIN.
How do you become good at finding procs? Reps. Source watch content, implement, get reps in on your own. Watch content, implement, get reps in on your own. For example, the number one reason beginners do not find profitable procs is because they expect to find profitable procs. You don't find profitable procs, you make them good. That's like the biggest thing that I overcome with coaching students every week, right? Is that you don't find stuff good, you make it good. Very rarely is something going to be chilling profitable on the at the advertised price on a retailer, right? Typically, there's going to be some sort of coupon or discounted gift card or waiting for a sale to start, right? Or using a tax exempt permit on a retailer, or all of the above is going to make listings good. So watch Warner's free course, watch my free course. You can just search it on YouTube right there. And you'll very quickly see that almost every item, guys, we don't find it at a profitable price. We create that profit margin by adding those moats, right? So there's like 3 hours of live product research in there. You guys should totally check that out. And pretty quickly, you'll see how to create margin and stuff. And that's the biggest differentiating factor between sellers who win big and sellers who really struggle to find profitable SKUs.
Yeah, usually like when you guys are looking at like retail price, the only time retail prices are going to be profitable is if there is a limited time opportunity on it. So if it's like super seasonal or it's going out of stock really quickly, that kind of thing. Yeah. Let's see, if you had to rebuild your stores from scratch, what niche would your gut say to target? Like vitamin supplements, always good. It's a lot of like replenishable type stuff. There's a ton of makeup brands that are pretty reseller friendly. Lots of good clothing brands are pretty easy to ungate or even auto ungate. I'd probably start there. Maybe some grocery for no return type products.
Yeah, grocery, RA, Marshalls, and Ross, and Grocery Outlet, and Ollie's is a great place to start for grocery type stuff. But it's whatever you find profitable. At the end of the day, we're not buying products, we're buying data, and whatever you can find profitably is the key. All right, so you guys are inundating us with ASINs to check too. So we really appreciate that. And in general, the energy's been phenomenal today, guys. So keep those questions coming. We love doing these live streams. We love helping you guys grow your businesses. So any questions y'all got, drop them here. And we gonna dig in. All right, let's get Warner at the spotlight right here. So what we're gonna be using through this, guys, to check if these ASINs are good is just SellerAmp and Keepa. So those are the two product research softwares you're gonna need to do this, guys.
Yeah, Willie dropped this ASIN here. So just do a quick scan of the chart, see how much fluctuation there is. Usually on products.
My bad.
I like seeing this Keepa pattern back here a little bit, where you can see the like prices are jumping all over the place. A little bit of like flat price lines sometimes can mean that it's kind of being hogged by a certain seller. In this case, I'm not worried about it though, because you can see lots of new sellers hopping in and off this listing. See, it was at 5 and went up to 6 and down, and it's kind of hopping all over the place, right? So there's plenty of sales going to different third-party sellers. I could see, fairly reseller friendly as well. Sellers of all different sizes making sales here. So yeah, as long as you're buying this for like 15, 16 bucks or so, then yeah, this looks solid to me. And then one of y'all had another one as well.
Let's see what we got here.
Let's see. So buying for 12. Keep in mind it says pack of 30, so I'm assuming there's like 30 in there. Yeah. Just sometimes keep an eye out on those multi-packs. Sometimes people think they're getting more than they are actually buying. This looks interesting. So you're probably not going to get this at like a $3 profit like I usually like to look for. But if you're buying for 2, it's a nice double up. We can see what are you getting from Target? Buying from bulk here. How many do you get in this? This is 100. Let's see, pack of 12. Nah, that'd be way overpriced. Yeah, so like Target has some for like $2.50. So maybe you have a better buy cost than this, but that's kind of up to you. I personally don't sell anything that's $1.45 profit.
Oh, it's a major replen though. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the price is normally a lot lower though too. So you got to make sure you're happy with selling at $10.39, which you're probably not.
Yeah, so that's a not good profit item, but a good Keepa chart. And that if you were able to find this cheaper, this would totally be cool. That's a totally good Keepa chart.
Yeah. If you're good at $10.39, it's a banger. But I would be impressed if you are.
Yeah. Cool. You only need SellerAmp and Keepa. Yeah. Do you think 1,000 lookups, dude? Honestly, VTech, you're pretty serious, man. Like you can always upgrade, obviously, whenever you need it, but like you're gonna do well above 1,000 lookups per month on your SellerAmp account. I've been doing storefront stocking, but I cannot match the max price. I really need to get the skills for OA. I've been doing all right. Okay, so here we go. So it's not I can't match the max price. You haven't yet. Right? You did bring up a good point that you need the skills. That takes time, right? So clergy, what you should do is, right, understand that it's not that you're going to match the max price. You're going to create the buy cost that matches it, for example. So clergy, just for the banter, right? If you list out some brands, right, we'll be, if I know any of the ways to make said brands good, I'll let you know, right? But you have to understand that each website has 1 or 2 tips or tricks that are how you're going to create the profitable procs on said retailer, right? And so Walmart, for example, is tax exempt and discounted gift cards, right? If you don't use those, very, very few things, if any, will be good. If you use those, a lot of stuff will be good, right? And that's the name of the game. Is ungating for books the same process? Yeah, a lot of books will be auto ungate too.
Yeah, or some won't even let you if it's like a big expensive textbook or something like that. Is it better to sell products in every niche or better to focus on one specific? Yeah, it's not a bad idea to focus on like, maybe 2 or 3 when you're getting started, just so you can kind of like The more you look at the same products over and over again at different websites and different suppliers, the more you just kind of build that muscle memory of, oh, looking at this specific product, I bet if I can get this for 14, it's profitable. That's the kind of like sourcing muscle that you want to develop. There's no real reason to limit yourself to a certain amount of things, but yeah, if you're just trying to kind of master something in the early days, it's not a terrible idea. But sell anything that's profitable, basically.
Yeah. Like you don't set out and look for a specific type of item. You start out storefront stalking and just say, hey, like, you look at some winning procs in Warner's videos, you look at some winning procs in my videos, and then you storefront stock off them, right? And then you look inside the storefronts of these sellers and you see, okay, this person's got a bunch of toys and a bunch of beauty and a bunch of shoes and clothing. Let me look for those listings. You don't start out like, I want to go find grocery items today. That's a recipe to waste a ton of time. Yeah, how hard is it to source? Same as anything else, honestly, DHG. Yeah. A couple weeks ago, I read a tweet, no longer, that is completely untrue, and people will continue to say that for the next couple of years, just like they said 6 years ago.
They've been saying it for 6 years, yeah.
And it will still not be true, yeah. What about FBM? Do you add shipping cost on SaaS? Yes. So you scroll down, toggle to FBM right there, and then plug in the FBM cost onto that. That's a huge mistake beginners make, is not doing that. Watch one of our SellerAmp full tutorials, and you'll pretty quickly see.
Yeah, pop up the screen share there.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, true. My bad. I didn't even see it there.
Yeah, so just real quick, I'll show you guys. On the profit calculator, whatever you're sourcing for, just flip between FBM or FBA there, and then you can plug in whatever your shipping costs are going to be. So like this candy we're looking at, it's actually kind of heavy. It's 2 pounds. It looked like it was just going to be a little small thing. So 2 pounds is probably going to run you, honestly, like $8-9 on a box like this. So probably not too much profit to be had here, right? Something like the shirt we were looking at is probably going to cost you, $5 or so to ship a shirt here. And I would encourage you, next time you get an FBM order, just plug in a bunch of random costs and dimensions and weights and that kind of thing, just to get a general feel for what different dimensions cost you. So you can see, like, this probably cost you $5 to ship it. Earlier we were saying, if we can get it for 15 or 16 bucks, it's probably going to be nice and profitable. And you can see sometimes the profit actually changes depending on the fulfillment method. In this case, it's actually extremely close. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Some products you might make a lot more money doing one or the other. But as a general rule, it's fairly close to like the FBA pick and pack fees and all that kind of extra stuff. So you can see here it's literally off by 3 cents.
Yep. Main reason they said to not do storefront stuff. Not sure what you mean on that. I've got 3K save going all in next week. Any tips for beginners? Yes. So, test nice and light. Get started. Watch a bunch of content. The number one difference we tend to see between people who succeed over the long term selling on Amazon versus people who heavily struggle is having friends in the game. Right? So we have a free Facebook group. We have a free Discord. Social media is completely free as well. Right? And who you talk to and who you have in your life determines the results you get for fitness, for business, for selling on Amazon, everything. So don't expect to succeed with this stuff as much if you don't have anyone in your life that does it. Right? And so Warner and I we were each doing like 20 to 30K a month in sales. And then we became friends and started selling the same product, moving the same inventory, getting on Zoom calls, working together, sharing ideas when we lived 20 hours away from each other across the country. And it made it a lot more fun, and we avoided a lot more mistakes working together. So my biggest piece of advice is find some other kings or queens to work with on this stuff.
Yeah, you just need somebody in your life that's not going to look at you like an alien when you tell them what you want to do, right? A lot of people just, even if they're supportive, they're not in the game. They're not going to know what to talk about, that kind of thing. Yeah, somebody else tossed an ace. We're going to check that out. If you want to toss me up here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Sweet. So Yeti listing, keep in mind, Yeti does IP on some listings. It is one of those that is kind of at your own risk. And like on this one, I don't really see any past history at all of them filing IP complaints. So I'm looking at the new offers chart, and there's always been several third-party sellers and never really like a steep drop off in the number of new sellers. So you can see like right here, it's been, decently high. The only thing here is just buying it cheap enough. Like it's got a good history of being, if you're profitable at like $50 or so, it's a decent item. 38 would be great. That would be very good. But yeah, if you're profitable at $50, buying like 25 or so, then it's not horrible. Just keep in mind that the IP risk on Yeti is a little bit higher than normal, and that's kind of indicated on SellerAmp as well.
Cool, very good. How easy is it to move to a different state? Super easy. Yeah. And which proc is a winning proc? Do you have a video I can watch to learn how to analyze procs better? Yes. So we both have free courses that have a bunch of proc analysis and proc research in them too. And then my Keepa tutorial I posted last week shows like 5 or 6 different examples of good and bad products and why, more importantly, right? So I'm going to link that for you guys too as well. But really any of our videos that go over sourcing or proc analysis, you're going to get a really good sense of that too. And yeah, this checklist as well too from Warner. Yeah, that's arguably more important too. Like go through that as well too. That's very, very important. I'm going to show you guys some game in terms of like really like, in my opinion, the biggest difference between a slower mover and something that moves well. So check this out. So if we take a look here, toss up myself here, right? So, oops. All right, it might not be liking the screen share here. Let's see. It wasn't liking it this morning either.
Here, I'll stop mine maybe if I
see if that.
What's the best way to source products? Just dive into storefronts of sellers who are already successful. Yeah. Just some reverse sourcing. Not working for you.
I don't know why too. Yeah,
Interesting.
but I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So best way to start sourcing is just to go to any brand that has 5+ third-party sellers on a lot of their listings and also has a sale today, and just dive into the storefronts of those sellers because they've already sourced that sale and they're gonna have a bunch of other websites that they also source from as well. Kind of easy to trace back. But
Paolo, that's the key is doing it proactively instead of copying someone else takes so much more time if you're a beginner. And that, like you said, simply for a reason. Simply is what you should do when you're a beginner, right? And that if I tell you Target has a good sale, you'll still struggle because you have no idea where to look on it, right? But if you go off the listings we've looked at in this video so far, instantly you're going to see 100+ examples of good selling Amazon procs in the storefronts of those sellers that now you have such a high hit rate of looking up. Meanwhile, if you want to go randomly look on a website that has a good deal going on, you're still going to significantly struggle because you don't have any context on that site. So that's called manual sourcing, which is really good if you have a bunch of experience and horrible if you're a brand new seller, right? Totally does work though. You're just going to work a lot harder and struggle compared to, just doing it the easy way, basically.
Yeah, and when you find one thing, storefront stocking gives you ideas that then you can just jump straight to the website, right? Like you don't just because you're reverse sourcing doesn't mean you can only source with that, right? You'll end up looking at a website, it's like, oh, this is a really good sale, and then there's a million products that specific storefront didn't source yet, and you can already sell, right? But by definition, you're going to be selling products that somebody else already sells, right? So it doesn't really matter if you just find it by looking at a storefront. You're always selling something that somebody else has already sold. That's how you're looking at it. Do you have a product? Let's see. We dive into that on the free class a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. How many reverse sourcing storefronts and products from that would you look through before finding your first? Yeah. So I like that. I like that question. So like, how do you know when a storefront's good to storefront stock? Usually I'll look at like the first like 10 to 15, just like straight up see if I'm close to profit on anything, see what brands they're carrying, that kind of thing. And then if I ever find a sale based on the items they're selling, I'm going to dive in deeper. You can like filter down to specifically that brand. So just somebody who's selling, we're looking at Yeti, for example, you find a good sale on that. You can just specifically narrow down all of that seller's best Yeti brand or best Nautica brand and so on, right? And yeah, usually if I look at like 10 or 15 and nothing's even close to profitable, I'll check out a different store usually.
Yep. And the cool thing is though, products tend to really only come from 1 or 2 places typically, guys. So once you figure out where a certain brand comes from, you pretty much reverse engineer that entire brand. And then it's just like figuring out, is the deal on right now? Which sometimes it won't be, right? Sometimes it is, right? And then you just make money whenever it is. Can you randomly look up product on SellAmp and Storefront Stock from there? Theoretically, you could. What makes a lot more sense though is using the winning procs you guys see in our videos to start out from. Because if it's a winning product, we showed you guys what the discount is for that item. So similar items in that brand or similar items from that supplier most likely are going to be the same tip or trick that makes those items good, if that makes sense, right? So like a lot of beginners think the items are the moat when the items aren't the moat. We can all agree what a good listing looks like, right? What the expertise is making those items good. So Paolo, man, we're gonna keep telling you, man. I think you've asked that like 3 or 4 times, man. So we're gonna keep telling you that all different types of items make money. And you should start out, looking at the winning products you guys see in our videos, which I think you even posted a Nason in here too. So any items you've seen that we've looked at here, that we look at in our videos, like that's a good place to start. But if you start out looking for types of items to source, you're just going to struggle compared to the person that opens up a couple storefronts and instantly sees 100+ good sales rank listings. That's just significantly easier.
Yeah, just watch us source for 20 minutes and dive into those listings, because what you're selling specifically doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're selling good data, right? It's like kind of how we like to look at it there. How do you feel about liquidation stores? Should you avoid? Generally, you do want to avoid those, Arnold, just because number one, they might be kind of like damaged products, right? So if it's liquidation, then it might not be the type of stuff Amazon customers are expecting. And unless it's like a really trustworthy one, their supply chain documents can be a little bit shaky. It's not always something to avoid. Just be really careful, I would say. Make sure that they're super trustworthy. And if you have to, ask if they would provide like their supplier's documents in a worst case scenario, because a good brand or a good distributor they buy from would do that. If it's like your account on the line and they're going to have to stop selling to you basically if they can't help you out.
Okay, so Rachel says, I'm sourcing in store. The profitable procs I'm encountering are restricted or often need invoice with 100 units. I've heard once I start selling, I'll be less restricted. What's your advice? So if it says 100 units, you can still get approved with 10. We've seen that a bunch. Everything's that's cool. And then you're 100% right. The more stuff you sell, the more stuff becomes automatic approval too. As well. Starting in 2025 with 1K in inventory, how would you take your account to from? So yeah, on that level of capital, right? I'm doing all retail arbitrage, man. So Grocery Outlet, Ollie's, Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, maybe some used books, right? To start really nice, small, and low risk, right? And everything. And just understand that because you have lower capital, naturally things are going to take longer, which is fine. You deal with what you got.
Yeah, Rose, there's no really ungating issues or anything like that. Not sure what you're talking about. With 4K, it's not really enough to do too much damage in wholesale. So just rip some retail arbitrage, rip some online arbitrage. You'll be good to go.
With ungating issues, can one start wholesale? Well, there's no ungating issues. But yeah, no, I mean, you, especially if you think there's ungating issues, you're much better off doing online and retail arbitrage.
Yeah, good answer there, Miles.
Yeah. Well, did I read that wrong?
No, I said like the exact same thing, like immediately before that.
Oh shit! I don't know why.
No,
my bad. Okay, cool. Damn. My bad.
Somebody sent a. I
was looking at Danny's comment.
Yeah. Somebody sent an ace in here, and it was in a brand. So this is a good exercise. So it's like, I've never heard of this, like Uncle Lee's Tea or something like that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so what I'm always looking for when I'm trying to figure out if a brand is worth selling is I'll just kind of quickly pop the brand name into an Amazon search tab, and then this that's loading right now is the free SellerAmp QVS, and I can see how many sellers are on every listing, and you can see, like, for example, let's see, so this one has 11 sellers, this one has 1, 2, so I'm just kind of trying to get a quick idea of how many sellers are on a bunch of these listings here. And in this case, it seems like some of them have 1, so I want to see like if that's the brand or anything like that. And then let's see, it's like a diet tea or something like that. Seems like. Let's see. So this is like Oxcom, something like that.
Lesson in there. No profile pic too. Lesson in there.
Let's see. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything that indicates that this would be like controlled by the brand itself, just because a bunch of these are sold by different storefronts. And there's plenty of third-party sellers all over this. If you look up a brand and it's like the brand is on everything, or it's like one exclusive distributor on everything, then it's probably something to avoid. Yep,
cool. All right, so just wanted to say that was a really, really awesome SellerAmp Seller Hour, guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in with the energy, questions, and everything. We'll be back next Tuesday. We'll also be on stream on Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern for box and office hours too. Just in general, in the industry, ever since about a week ago, Amazon's new shipment update went out. And there's been a lot of issues with big shipping software. So if you haven't yet tried out Boxem, there's 14 days free on Boxem.com. There's some of you guys asking about that. So you should check that out. If you're just getting going, right, get SellerAmp, get Keepa, get rock and rolling. Watch some of this man's proc research videos. We got a ton of good stuff on the SellerAmp channel as well. Ton of good stuff on my channel as well. And let's get after it. Thanks for going live. Of course. Appreciate you, Luis, too. If I'm making a shipping standard free for my FBM template, should I not charge also for weight? 100%, man. So do $0 plus $0 per pound. Right? Appreciate you, SOC. Appreciate you, family. Appreciate you. Right there's box necessary for beginners doing FBM only. I mean, nothing's technically necessary. It's just going to make your life easier. You know what I mean? So like, it just kind of depends how you value your time and everything on that, but try it out, man. You know, it's just going to, you know, significantly simplify the process for you right there.
Oh, yeah. We weren't laughing at your question, Rose. We were laughing at ourselves, Rose.
No.
No. Question, Rose. Yeah.
No.
We were laughing at ourselves.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, my sorry for, on that. Now we're good to go right there. Yeah. So we're laughing at ourselves right there. All right. Y'all be great. See you guys next Tuesday. And then also turn your post notifications on. We go live randomly too, but our scheduled streams are Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm overwhelmed with the love in the chat. Y'all be great. Love you guys. See you soon.